Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Holt from Exodus and formerly from Slayer, and you're listening to The Razor's Edge.
Hi, it's Kat from The Razor's Edge, and we're here with Julian today, who is one of the organisers of Sarcoma Fest, which is taking place in a few weeks. Hi, Julian, how are you?
Hi, Kat. Yeah, all's good, thanks. Actually, next week now. It's the 1 minute, sorry, the 1 week warning now. So yeah,
Oh, right,
the
7 days to get your
countdown
tickets
is
then.
on. Sorry.
7 days for people to get their tickets then.
Absolutely, yeah. Advanced sales been really good again this year as they were last year. So I think last year was probably our biggest crowd we've ever had. It's pretty much nearly sold out. So fingers crossed it'll be the
Fantastic.
same this year as well.
So for people who aren't familiar with Sarcoma Fest, do you want to give us a little bit of background on how it started?
Yeah, sure. It's mainly down to a really good friend of mine and a guy you obviously know as well, Colin Tyler, who's one of the local sort of metal lads that I knew in my teens in the Medway towns. Used to knock around together, go up to London to gigs together, etc., etc. So, really good guys. And unfortunately, Colin was diagnosed with sarcoma, which is obviously a bone, quite a rare sort of bone cancer, back in 2015, I think it was. We were at a gig in London in 2016. Colin says it was Slayer. I'm pretty sure it was Obituary, but I'm not going to argue with Colin. And we were just talking about what we could do really to raise funds for sarcoma. And obviously both being into metal and Colin having promoted gigs in the past, we thought about putting on a one-day festival. And it just went from there really. We did two in the first year. We used the Red Lion in Gravesend, which is a fantastic venue. Again, somewhere that's got a lot of great history as well, the likes of Iron Maiden, Diamond Head, Saxon playing there back in the day. And it started from there. So Colin knew some bands. We had, Friends in Annihilated headline the first one, and put on some local bands, which is something we always try to do. We always try to put on local bands and also try and get a band to make their debut, play first of us. So we like to promote younger bands and upcoming bands and local bands as much as we can, but mix up the style. So yeah, from there the first couple of years we did 2 a year, and that became a bit too much really. So we decided to go for just one in September, and really go for getting 7 or 8 bands on the bill and raise funds. We've probably raised, I reckon, probably about 20 grand overall so far for Sarcoma UK, and hopefully much more to raise in the future as well.
Brilliant. So how many people are involved in this, and what do you specifically do, Julian, within that team?
Yeah, it started with the two of us, myself and Colin. Colin had the connections really with the venue and also with some of the bands, but obviously, Colin, he's more thrash metal, death metal, and I'm more into the scene with the doomy, the sludgy post rock side of things. So I suppose really we both approach and book the bands. We also booked the venue, and then a few years ago, a really good friend of mine, Steve Potts Rayner came on board as well. Steve was my token metal friend at school back in the day, so knowing him again for many days. And Steve is more our sort of IT wizard. He designs our posters, our t-shirts, and does a bit of DJing in between the sets as well. So it really is the three of us, but we've got a lot of people who also help out and volunteer. We've got the guys at the Red Lion, Terry and Aaron and Fred on the door and Vic doing the sound. So yeah, it's quite a nice little community now, but it is the main sort of three of us who organise it really, Kat. Yeah.
Brilliant. So how has it grown over the years then? Because as you said previously, you were doing 2 a year and it became too much, and now you're doing one. Is that one kind of bigger now because you can concentrate all your efforts on that?
Yeah, I think it is probably. We can probably make it a bit more I suppose I think it's bigger. I think bigger is the right thing. We put on 6, 7 bands in the first couple. What we did find is we were finding that rather than selling out the venue, we were getting sort of like 2/3 capacity for both. And we just thought to ourselves, well, why don't we just go to having one and maybe try and get the more crowd in, and maybe we'll raise more money over the one than we did out of just 2. And I think that's probably the case now, Kat, to tell the truth. As I say, the last couple have been pretty much sold out, and it creates a really good atmosphere and a good sort of local scene as well. So I think that's the main reason. It's mainly for us to concentrate on one event rather than trying to organise 2 in the year as it is.
So you said you and Colin have got 2 very different tastes within the metal genres. What do you polar opposites, if we're honest. What do you look
Yeah,
for
pretty much.
when
Yeah.
you're getting together to book the bands? How do you kind of have that discussion?
Yeah, sure. We always try and mix up the styles. Obviously, we know we've all been to, if I'm going to a festival where it's just one type of music, even if it's the type of music I love and doom or something, you need something to pump up the volume a bit more and pump up the pace a bit more. So we try and mix it up as much as we can. So we try and get, we normally have 7 or 8 bands. So we normally try and get 2 or 3 thrashy bands, a couple of death metal bands, maybe 1 or 2 doomy stoner bands. And we've had glammy bands in the past. We've had sort of folkier type bands as well. So I know we really try and mix it up as much as we can, which hopefully attracts more people as well.
Yeah.
Kat. So, this year, for instance, we've got we've got a couple of thrash bands, death metal. We got a stoner doom band. We got a sludgier post rock band, and more of a sort of like a stoner sort of I suppose a desert rock type band as well. So it's a real mixture of mixed bag this year, as always.
So who's the band that's doing the debut this year?
Oh, funny enough, this is the first year we've not managed to get one, Kat.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's absolutely fine. We did have a band lined up. We were on the verge of an exit, but then they couldn't do it. So actually, yeah, we're a little bit disappointed this year not to have a debut band. But yeah, in the past we've had the guys in Day of Wrath. So we've had Pete and AD's band headline. One of their first ever gigs was at Sarcoma Fest, and yeah, we had quite a few good local bands. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing this year not to get there, but the 7 bands that are playing will definitely do the business for everyone who's going to turn up, hopefully.
So who's headlining this year? If you can let people know a little bit about the bands that are actually playing.
Yeah, so this year we've got Orphan Gears headlining, who are a great local band. They actually did play last year, but at the last minute their vocalist couldn't do it, so they stepped up to the plate and actually played an instrumental set last year, which one of the best sets we've seen at Sarcoma Fest. Sounded very much like a Karma to Burn type sound. So yeah, they're all local lads, and they've supported Sarcoma Fest since the very start as well. So we're always privileged to have those guys play for us. Then we've also got Akilla playing a bit of melodic death metal. Everest Queen, who are sludgy post rock. Second time they've played actually, and their sound's progressed a lot since then. I love introducing people to my type of music because it's a bit more niche than the thrash and death stuff. So when people come up to me after, as they did the first time Everest Queen played, and said, "Oh wow, Jules, they just blew me away," and it sort of makes my day. So
Brilliant.
A couple of thrash bands in Howbed and Thrasherwolf and Vendetta UK. So our first hardcore band at Sarcoma Fest, which we're really pleased about. Both Colin and I love a bit of hardcore, and Colin's known these guys for 15 odd years as well. So really looking forward to having them, and then opening up the scene as our local band Godless Sons, who we'll add a bit of stoner doom on the palette as well. And yeah, another band who've really supported us over the years in their various guises as well. So yeah, we've got some old friends coming back, and we've got some new friends who we're really looking forward to seeing play at the Red Lion next Saturday. So yeah, really looking forward to it now, Kat.
And that's really good that you talk about up and coming bands, because I think that now more than ever, people need to be supporting those smaller venues, don't they? Because I think grassroots has really suffered the last few years, isn't it? For not just COVID, but various reasons, travel restrictions, tours costing more and more money. Yeah.
I totally agree. Obviously, as you will know, I work up in London and go to a lot of gigs in London. But where I come from in Midway Towns down in Kent, it's there's not a huge amount of venues. We've got Poco Loco in Chatham, which does great work, and obviously the Red Lion. I went all the way down to Tunbridge Wells on Thursday night to see Mutoid Man. It was great to see a big crowd down there as well. So there's the people there, but as you say, it is finding. It is. Oh, that was superb. Yeah, absolutely fantastic band. But it is finding the venues, as you say, Kat. Even in London, you look now, and a lot of the venues that we used to go to back in the day are closed now. But thankfully, there are new places come along and opening up all the time. So, yeah, supporting good up and coming bands is one of the things we really look to do at Sarcoma Fest, and we're really pleased when we see bands either doing their debut gigs or coming along and saying, this is only our 3rd or 4th gig, and they absolutely rock the place as well. So, yeah, we love seeing that.
Brilliant. So are there any wish list bands either of you have got that you'd really like to play?
Yeah, I keep badgering Metallica, Kat. They just don't want to come down to great set.
How dare they?
I don't know what's going on. Lars is up for it, supposedly. I mentioned Diamond Head and he's up for it. No, I'm not going to give too much away because next year is our 10th instalment is next year.
Okay.
So we're already planning to be bigger and better next year, and hopefully go for a couple of larger bands. We've got a few irons in the fire, so I won't mention any names. But what we're also going to do next year is we're going to do a Friday night and a Saturday. So we're going to do four bands on a Friday night, 3 of which were already booked, and we will announce them next Saturday from the stage.
Okay.
They are all returning bands. They are all local bands as well. So we're really pleased to do that. And then the Saturday, we're going to go for bigger and better things and get, 8 sort of new bands along that haven't played before, but really go for it as far as headliners are concerned. So wish list, always into, bigger UK bands, some of the more legendary, shall we say, UK bands, which might give a few clues out there to people. But my wish list would be a very different to Colin's, obviously. But
oh yeah, of course. So the Friday night, so you can do Friday night. That's becoming quite popular now, isn't it? Lots of places are doing like the Friday night Uprising, Damnation. Is that going
it's going to be our version of Night of Salvation. Yeah.
Is that going to be a separate ticket, or is it going to be a combined ticket?
Well, we're going to do combined ticket offer as people are struggling these days. Money's not great to come by at times, so we're going to do a really good sort of combined deal for the Friday and the Saturday. We do a standalone ticket as well for the Friday and the Saturday, but again, it's going to be priced very reasonably. I don't think we've ever charged more than £10 for a Sarcoma Fest on a Saturday. So
wow,
if you're going to get 8 bands for £10, you can't really complain.
Well, what's that, about £1.10 each per band?
Absolutely,
it's not a lot of money, really, is it?
It's not. No, it's not. And that's the other thing we really like to keep in Sarcoma Fest, is keep it as cheap as we can. Everything goes into the charity. We don't make any money out of it at all. In fact, we probably put some of our own money into it as well. But we don't mind doing that. That's just the way it is. And if it makes it an even better day, then so be it. And we're really chuffed about that.
Fantastic. So before we go, Julian, just give people some information: what time it's starting, where it is, and where they can buy their tickets.
Sure. So Sarcoma Fest is at the Red Lion in Gravesend. It's a great venue. It's next Saturday, which is the 23rd, I think, if I've got my dates right. Doors open at 2. First band on at 2:30. First sort of 5 bands are having half-hour sets, and then the headliner and the main sport are going to be having 45 minutes. So we like to be quite good with our times. A little break in the middle. A lot of our promotion is done via social media. So if you find Sarcoma Fest on Facebook in particular, we're doing a lot of interviews this week. I'm, as you know, Kat, I like interviewing people as well. So I've been interviewing all the bands, and they've been going up on the Facebook page this week, and that will have all the details and also the link to the advanced ticket sales site as well. There's also an event page for Sarcoma Fest 9, which obviously has all the links on that as well. So, that's where you guys get tickets. Any questions, drop us a mail. We're very quick in replying to them. We've had a few this week about, can I bring people of a certain age along, etc., etc. So, we're very inclusive. We love to see all the age groups there. And, if any questions, just reach out to myself, Colin, or Steve, and we will answer you.
And just one last thing, if people can't make it but would like to make a donation anyway, is there a way they can donate via your Facebook page?
What we're going to do is put a link up, which we've done in previous years, which is a direct link to Sarcoma UK, where you can donate. We've had that exactly before, and people on the night as well. We've had people on the night to come up and give us 20 quid and just say, put that in the pot, guys. And Terry at the Red Lion as well, he's great. He always gives us a bit of money towards a charity as well. So a big plug out to him. Without that venue, we wouldn't be able to do this really. So it's all down to the venue, it's all down to the staff, and it's all down to the people that turn up and support us. So let's hope we get another good one next Saturday. Hopefully it'll be a bit cooler, because it's a bit warm today, but I think autumn's coming.
It is indeed. Well, thanks for your time, Julian. And if you've heard the man there, get your tickets for next Saturday.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website, www.therazorsedge.rocks.